So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to work on the design of the navigation bar, but when the navigation bar is in a small screen here, in the small screen, if you click on the navigation bar, as you can see, the design doesn't look good. So let's work on this. So in order to work on this, I'm going to head on over to Bootstrap. I'm going to head on over to CSS. So in CSS, we need to add the following code here. So since this design is only applicable to small screens, we need to add it in media query. So I'm going to say here media only screen and max width is maximum width is 990px. So what does this mean? This means that the design that I'm going to add inside here will only be applied to screens that to the design when the screen is 990px or smaller. The maximum width is 990. Beyond this, if the screen is greater than, if the screen is too big, the design is not going to take effect. It's not going to work. So this is what I mean by using this code. So here, in case the screen is small, I'm going to say .nav buttons, which is this, this nav buttons. So these nav buttons, we need to remove the margin. So I'm going to say margin 10, because we have already given this buttons, nav buttons. Remember, at the top we have given the nav buttons 60%. So we pushed the margin left 60%, and we need to remove this by here changing the margin to be only 10px. Now if I save and refresh and click here, as you can see, the margin will only be 10. Let's also fix the design here further. So for these, I'm going to say here .nav buttons UL, and then I'm going to change the margin. The margin is going to be 1 rem, and the justify content is going to be flex start. So they are going to be from the left, start from the left. And the align items is going to be also flex start. Finally, the text align is going to be left. For these icons, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say .nav buttons, and then UL, and then .fas, because these two items have a class called FAS. So here I'm going to say margin, and then 20px, 5px, 10px, and 20px. So margin 20px from the top, margin 5 from the right, margin 10 from the bottom, and margin 20 from the left. And here I said nav buttons UL because the FAS class is located inside the UL of the nav buttons, because this class FAS is inside this UL, which is inside the nav buttons. Let me now click on file and then save all. Let me refresh. As you can see, it looks amazing. Now we have a better space, and the design for small screens is going to look like this, where there's a space from the left, from the right. Everything looks amazing.